The next module is Resolv EDI, and Resolv EDI control is used to be able to communicate with trading partners that can be for both customers or vendors. And basically, it allows us to be able to exchange documents and sometimes master data, stock information, other kinds of data that's standardized using the electronic data interchange protocol, or EDI, different protocols. Really helps be able to help make compliance with selling to large big box retailers and other types of similar customers or governments or other kinds of things easier by automating the data flow between the data systems, regardless of what the other side is using for EDI. And one of the benefits of using the Resolv EDI control is that everything is contained within inside of SAP Business One. So you don't need to use like any kind of external control or panel or anything else like that. It's going to be native and natural as part of the process. So what winds up happening is you'll be able to create the links to the different customers and vendors. In this case, I'll just focus on customers. It's the same on the vendor side. And as you can see, we're going to be able to import sales orders, which will be their purchase orders that they send to us as 850s. We'll be able to acknowledge it back as an 855 acknowledgement. When we have the shipping information and can tell them what shipped, we can send them an ASN or an advanced ship notice, which is also known as an 856, as well as being able to send them the invoice in 810. And those are the most common documents. As you can see, there are other documents as well that you have the ability to exchange, and each trading partner will have their own guidelines that we'll use with you as part of the implementation plan to specify exactly what will be transmitted in each of these documents and which documents are going to be required. But basically, this can be done manually, where a user has the ability to go in and actually say, okay, I want to import sales orders that are coming in, and we're able to see I have a whole bunch of Amazon and Walmart sales orders that are waiting to be able to come in, and I can either select all, or I can select an individual one or two, or whatever I want to be able to select, and hit import selected. And then this is going to actually go through and import the order. So I can go through and select, one or two, or whatever it is that I want to select, and then this is actually going to import the order. And then similarly, when it comes time to sending out acknowledgements or something else along those lines, you can then come in and be able to search for any documents on unprocessed documents or whatever it may be. And then those will be able to be exported and sent out to them as well. Or what's more common is that we actually have people working with the scheduler. So the EDI scheduler allows the system to run completely autonomously in the background. So it's going to allow us to check the EDI mailboxes through the vans, or you can connect with AS2 or other kinds of things. But in any case, we're going to be able to connect and pick this up, so we can specify every 2 hours to check, or whatever it's going to be in terms of the frequency, and then we can turn on which processes we want to be able to include again, or we can just have them all enabled. But basically, what winds up happening with the EDI configuration is that we're going to be able to turn on which documents we want to be able to use. We can have default warehouses. Again, here in my demo system, I'm just basically exporting all fields and all lines, but if I wanted to, I could actually come in here and tailor which data I want to be able to send. And as you can see, we also have similar information for contact fields and address fields and so on and so forth. So we have the ability to go through and exchange this data very seamlessly. An important part is the notification options. So in the notification options, we can actually have it where it's the executing user or a specified user that will get notified internally. So if we are using the autonomous model in the background, we would want to be able to come in and say, okay, who's going to get notified? And then we can specify that it'll be internal to SAP or by email. And then you can identify should there be any kind of import failure because there's a syntax error or something else along those lines. Who do we want to tell? So I can have it come in, I can tell me, or if there's a pricing variation, the customer sent us a purchase order and said that our product was $10, but we sell it to them for $11 or $9. It doesn't matter if it's higher or lower. Do we want to get a notification for it? We're still going to import the order, but we're going to put it on hold and then be able to notify you so that we can make sure that we're correct. And then again, you have the ability to get the same kind of thing with any kind of outbound transmission errors if there were any or something else like that. And then finally, if we are doing web orders, you may also have a series of commands that you want to run. So after we take the order that's coming in, for documents, there could potentially be updates, user-defined fields, or other kinds of things that we need to update to be able to meet your business requirements, and that can be configured, as well. And ultimately, what's nice about this is that you will have the ability to modify your import and exports on a per business partner basis, but you actually have the ability to come in and see your mapping directly from your business partner master. So if I come in here and I search for Amazon, for example, and I'm on my Amazon customer, you can actually see the EDI partner mapping directly from the business partner master as well. And then in that, you can see which documents we've turned on to use for Amazon. So again, here you can see we're using the 850, the 855, the 856, the 810, some other documents that are in here. You also have the ability to specify when we're going to send an acknowledgement. So in this case, we're going to only send it manually, but you'll notice that I can make it where after we accept the order and it's been approved, or after it's been picked, then we have the ability to go ahead and send those acknowledgements then, so you can choose what you want for the automation there. Again, we have the ability to do things like the ship tos, for example. So Amazon may call it 999 NJ. We're calling it Amazon New Jersey. So I want to be able to come in here and build this mapping. And so as you can see, when I want to do this mapping in here, this is going to basically allow me to be able to see all of the different ship to addresses that are out there for me from the business partner master, and then be able to come in here and map this to whatever the appropriate one is. So this might be 111, CA or something else like that. And that will allow us to be able to keep the EDI mapping and everything else like that inside of SAP Business One. Same thing could be true for any kind of shipping types or package codes. You can override those, to be able to match them. Again, we can have customer-specific commands, as well as being able to work with the processor to be able to specify what we want to be automated. So if I wanted to have everything automated, but I want to exclude 856s, I want to do those manually or something else like that, I have the ability to do so. So again, build to, ship to, address types. What's nice is that if we come in here and we take a look at the business partner catalog numbers feature, this is a standard feature for SAP Business One, but Resolv EDI is naturally using that data, so that, for instance, if Amazon refers to their part number with a BP code, so they come in here and they call it, a GGG 593. So this would probably be like the ASINs or other kinds of things. You'll be able to have that kind of information stored here, and then be able to have our part numbers here. So again, native feature of SAP Business One, but just an example of where we're using SAP Business One first, and it's a way that we do the mapping for business partner part numbers as well. So if you've already got that feature, used, EDI will be, pretty straightforward for you. Another nice thing about EDI is that EDI itself actually integrates very nicely into another module that we'll be talking about called Operations Transaction Center, or OTC. And then with EDI, what winds up happening is that all of that data that comes in and out winds up being very natural. So you can see I have the quotation, the order, but I can come in here and I can take a look at sales order EDI. And I'm just going to take a look at both. So I can come in here and see, I've got approved or unapproved documents that are outstanding. For a particular, business partner. Let me see if I can just find some data. So again, this is going to allow me to be able to see any of the 840s that we came in, the 855 acknowledgements, the ASNs, the invoices, any 812 credit memos. And so all of this is going to wind up being just kind of naturally an extension of the way that you work inside of SAP Business One. And then the orders themselves, again, as we go through and we process, through EDI, you'll be able to export or import, your different documents throughout this process. And so if I want to export any AR invoices, so, again, if I want to be able to, to import any of the different sales orders, again, you can see we get the file through the translator. It's coming in, basically in this case is an XML, and then we're able to import them and be able to process through. So that, again, to be able to import or export those. Another important area is the customer partner configuration. This is basically where we're able to map your business partner to the trading partner ID that's given to you in EDI. And then in some cases, we actually may have store IDs where you could have certain customers like Granger as an example of whatever, where they may have one business partner inside of SAP Business One, but multiple different trading partner IDs, and we want to be able to come in and be able to map them. Or you could potentially have the trading partner ID and the store ID mapping to multiple different business partners. So again, you have flexibility with that, and then we have the ability to come in here and choose master partner, the internal partner, store ID, and then which business partner we want to be able to map to. So that same mapping principle that we showed earlier with the ship tos and the package types and the unit of measure codes and the BP catalog numbers and all those kinds of things can apply here as well. So you can have flexibility in how you want to choose to set up your EDI. And then, as I mentioned earlier, same thing is going to be true for being able to work with vendors. So if we were to take a look at a vendor configuration in here, you can see I'd be able to come in and choose a vendor. So in this case, I'm exporting for Far East imports, and I can specify that I want to send our purchase orders out to them. So we would use 850s. That way we can send our purchase orders out to our supplier. And the supplier, we're expecting to get an ASN from them, which would come in as a shipping notification. One of the things that's nice about this is that we do also offer ASN receiving, based receiving in the warehouse management system. So later when we do look at WMS, we can receive in the serial numbers through an advanced shipping notification, and then based off of that, be able to scan and confirm that the serial numbers we received were the serial numbers that we were told we were sent through EDI. And again, in terms of other documents like the functional acknowledgement, the 997, those are going to be completely automated. And again, you can turn that on or off. So once again, primary benefit of working with Resolv EDI is to be able to exchange data with your trading partners, both on the supplier side and on the customer side, to be able to send out documents like or receive them in the 856 ASN, being able to work with the warehouse management system to be able to scan serial numbers in if you're getting from supplier, or on the outbound side, being able to generate UCC 128 labels, and being able to ship your ASN information out to your partners that way. Could be fully automated, where it's just running in the background and they appear as sales orders. And then ultimately, you'll be able to work through any of your approvals that happen automatically. Again, if we have any kind of discrepancy, that will work through document approval, just like SAP, and really be able to make the work through EDI just be a natural extension of your normal order processing through SAP Business One.